Good day, it's Tony Fortunato from the technology firm, and I've got quite a bit to squeeze in. There's a few tips and tricks on all sorts of stuff, and it revolves around troubleshooting or baselining slash application profiling. So it doesn't matter which one of those three things you're doing, it's all the basic same methodology. And I want to show you what I did because one guy saw me do it this week and thought it was very slick. So here's the baseline or the troubleshooting or the profile I want to do. It's a web page. We'll just use my site. It doesn't matter. And when I click around, I want to be able to find those packets easily in the trace file. So there's a few ways to do this, and I'm going to do two of them in this one video. So the first way is the packet bookmark that I've talked about for probably 15 years. And all you do is you do something unique. So for example, in this case, I'm going to ping 8888 -N1, and of course this is Microsoft Windows. -N1 means one ping, number one, and -L for length, 999. So I wanted to make the packet kind of stand out a little bit. How do I do that? Well, I ping it because that's got nothing to do with my web page, and I'm not pinging my web page. So don't ping, like in my case, the tech firm or Wix or whatever. Don't do that. Ping something totally different. You could even ping something local, like your default gateway, something that's not going to get caught up in the noise. The -L999 just makes the length stick out a little bit, makes it a little unique. If you want to search for it, you could search for it as well by using ICMP or the packet length. So in between stuff, I'm going to do this. All right, that's that. Number two, we're going to use Wireshark, of course. And here's my Wireshark, obviously running. If you're not sure which interface you're going to use, just watch the line. And as you do work on the actual PC, you will see the line move around. So for example, I'll just refresh this. And if I go back to Wireshark, this line will move a bit depending on the scale of the line. But obviously this is the one I want to use. These two don't even have a line, so they're not in use. And it's a big deal about creating a capture filter because I want to show you what's going to happen probably at work, for example. So I'm going to double click on my Ethernet, click, and I have no filter. So I'm going to get all the background stuff floating around the network, broadcast, unicast, flooded addresses, my stuff. So there's a lot of stuff flying around. In this case, I'm in a relatively small network, so I don't see that much, but on some networks, you'd have a couple hundred packets by now just because of the noise in the background. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to go to my capture options, and I'm actually going to put a filter in, host space, and you can either use the name of a device or you can put the IP address. In this case, I'm going to pick the IP address. The bar goes green, which means life is good. And then I'm simply going to hit start. I don't want to save my stuff. There you go. So now this is just my computer. So all of a sudden it's gotten a lot quieter, which is very good. So the first thing I want to do is send out my packet bookmark. So I'm going to go ping something once. There you go. Done. Then I'm going to go to my web page and I'm going to click around. Now before I do this stuff, this is the bonus part. I want to be able to know which packets are where. So I'm going to kind of stop for a second and I'm going to backtrack. So I'm going to go back to my capture. I'm going to hit stop. Then I'm going to go to my little secret program. So most corporate environments have PowerPoint, and that's what I'm going to use. Now watch this. This is a pretty neat little thing. Insert, screen recording. All right. So if you are comfortable with PowerPoint, like myself, then I just added it to my ribbon, and that's what that dot means up here, just so it's easier to get to. So when you hit this, what it's going to do is bring up this cool little box, and you can select an area, which I've done already. That's what the red outline means. And I can record my pointer or not record my pointer. I want to record my pointer. And then when you hit record, it's going to start recording the screen, and then you'll have a media file. I'm going to show you why this is kind of important. So I'm going to hit record, and you see the Windows logo key. Shift Q, that's to stop or quit the recording. So now I'm going to do what I just did a moment ago. I'm going to ping a little packet bookmark, and for the people who are watching this, they're going to say, hey, wait a minute. That didn't work out, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to just hit start. I didn't start my capture, right? There you go. Come back up here. Let's ping again. There you go. It's done. Then I'm going to go back to my web page. And now this is the cool part. So I positioned Wireshark here at the bottom. I can see my packet counter. So I can see it's at 24 right now, 33, 34. So when I go to click on something, for example, networking, click, it was at 36, right? So now I know precisely where I was. I can also follow that up with, again, another ping if I want, right? Why not? And then I'm just going to position my Wireshark here in the background. And you can see the packet counter is still there. And now I'm going to go click on something else, Cisco for example. Click. And that was 204. So now when I do my Windows Shift Q, it's going to drop that video file into PowerPoint with its own player. So here's the neat part. You don't need to use a PowerPoint player. You don't need to save it as a PowerPoint. You can just right click on this, save media as, and it will save it to a folder, wherever you want to put it, and save it as an MP4 file, which is pretty slick. Save. So this is a really cool tip if you're troubleshooting or baselining something that has a lot of packets all the time, streaming, video, audio, some applications, VDI, where there's a constant flow of stuff. Sometimes the ICMP isn't good enough, the little ping packets. And this is a very precise way of knowing I clicked this at this packet number. And hopefully that helps you out. So there you go, folks. Have a good day. Bye for now.